as Luna Dubois, I all I've been doing with fashion lately is just going to events. I get invited to shows and magazine parties. So literally any fashion event that happens in the city. So I go as Luna. So I go as like a personality or a fashion icon, if you want to say that, because I it's just really about the looks for me most of the time. But I also want to start making my own looks and you know, merging that with
Okay.
my drag and yeah,
Okay. So you want to be an entrepreneur and have your
yeah,
own fashion line.
yeah, in
Now,
the long run.
okay. So now that drag is in the mainstream with RuPaul,
Yeah,
and we understand, you had a post about. I'll get to that in a minute.
yeah,
The racism within the village of Toronto, well, within downtown Toronto, our gay village here.
yeah.
Now, but what I want to talk about before that is, do you think, because drag in Toronto is dead, and now even the bar that you were working in, Cruising Tango, that bar might not open back up. And Toronto is overrun with drag queens, all
Yeah,
fighting for these little stages and these little spaces.
yeah.
But yet, RuPaul has told you, as a young person, you can have the world. This stage is huge. This
Hmm.
come over here. But yet, do you think you can make a living with drag now in Toronto?
Uh, that's a very good question. Also a very tough one. It honestly just comes down to the status of who you are as a queen and what opportunities you're able to get. Like if you are someone that's doing for a long time and you're popular, you probably could make a living off of drag. Now with the world right now, coronavirus, we're all not doing anything. I could not even answer that question. Like before the pandemic, I was only doing drag. I intended on getting another job for the summer to make ends meet, but that could not happen for obvious reasons. So now we're kind of just stuck at home and just doing online drag. And as far as having the world as a stage, if that opportunity ever comes, absolutely. Well, and now thankfully we have Canada's Drag Race, so maybe some of our girls will get on there and be recognized all over the world.
Now, we hope that happens, but I've been
Yes.
in this community 31 years,
Yeah.
and I've seen it come and go.
Mm.
And now the reason I wanted to talk to you is because as a young person, I wanted to understand your experience of just being in the bars, how you fit in, how you feel about fitting in, how they treat you, and it's just the mere fact of your connection to
Yeah.
our community, which is a very important thing, is to be connected to your community,
Yeah.
whether it's for
Absolutely.
resources, opportunities, the mere fact of your social life, the mere fact of just being who you are in our community where you can feel comfortable. Now, in the last 3 months, 4 months with the coronavirus, and now the protest. Now, did you take part in the protest?
I couldn't for the first one because I was performing for a fundraiser for the Black Lives Matter movement. So I was to kind of join something at that time, So yeah, but I could not be at the protest
Okay.
after.
Now, where is the issue? How do you feel about the community in general? The downtown village, how do you feel about that in general?
And do you mean in terms of racism or just culture
No,
or?
I just want you to just say, if Luna Dubois is walking down Church Street, how do you feel? It's
Well,
different. When I first came to Canada 30 years ago, and there
yeah.
was no Church Street, there was Isabella Street.
Hmm.
Isabella and Young is where
Yeah.
we hung out. Now, when I was on Isabella and Young, I was young, and Everything was amazing, and I was so happy. I fit in, and I was
Yeah.
discovering myself. Now, you, Luna Dubois, is walking down Church Street. Let's just say before the pandemic, because this is an aftermath of something that everybody's going through. But before that, how did you feel just going to the clubs and the village?
Uh, I felt like safe in the community. I felt like I could walk anywhere, go anywhere, no matter how I look or how I'm dressed. Like it felt like a safe community. And I feel like Toronto as a whole is very accepting in terms of culture and sexuality and gender. But at the end of the day, there are still some clause here and there that need to be adjusted and fixed. But overall, it's a pretty great city.
Okay, now that you say that,
Yeah,
this is where I want to go to your post.
yeah,
I saw the post about you felt that the community or the bars themselves are racist, maybe towards you or just towards what you observe. Now,
yeah.
can you explain that to me?
So to be more specific, it was just about the drink and O'Grady's, and mainly not even the staff, just the owner. When I, like I said, if you saw my post, I said when I started drag, I started at the drink, and when I started performing there a lot for the open stages, I started getting gigs, and I started noticing that this man
Can you
was.
talk into the microphone?
Oh
Keep
yes,
talking to
okay,
the
yeah. So when I started performing at this bar, I started noticing that this man wanted me to perform there a lot. Was I was asking him to bring friends, would give me opportunities for shows and stuff, and I'd do all of that. I'll bring a crowd, and it would always come down to either not getting paid early or being told, "Oh, you didn't bring enough people, you didn't pack the bar." And if you ask me, quite frankly, that's not my job as a queen. I will promote the show as much as I can, but if I bring people, I bring people. If your bar is not packed, that's not my fault. And that's one
Mhm.
of the things that I started going further and further on. I started noticing was trying to always control what I did, control what gigs I get, try to micromanage me, and I just started to see this superiority complex. I didn't like that, and I made sure that was known, and he was never happy with that. He always wanted to have control and be in control of everything, and I'm not built like that. I would never let no like you're not my mom, you're not my dad, you can't have control over my life and whatever I'm doing with my life. So I didn't let that happen, and I started noticing, was started like it was a bit more forced out to me. I was put into the corner and said, "Oh, you have an attitude. Oh, you need to smile all the time. You need to do this all the time." It was just like always on my neck. And when someone's always on your neck like that, you get frustrated. And then
Mhm.
there was another instance where I don't know if you know the show, The Drink Twinks. There's
Mhm.
about
I know the
three or
show.
four of them. Yeah. So
Mhm.
amazing show, lovely, love all of them. They're all my friends actually too. And at the beginning of the show, I was there as a guest for them, and so was my good sister Virgo, who I actually live with. But we were there working, and after the show was done, he sat us down and he made me and Virgo sit on one side with the black girls and made the white girls sit on the other side. And we were like, why the segregation? Why do you need to separate us? And he was like, I need you guys to start a drink twinks. I want you to find another black girl so that it should be the white drink twinks and the black drink twinks. I was just like, and that is just so wrong on so many levels.
Mhm.
It's not okay. You don't need to pin us against each other because of our skin tone, our skin color. So yeah,
Mhm.
just we didn't let that happen. We just rolled our eyes in the moment. But and yeah, that was one. And
Well, you
just so
know,
many.
I've been around the community, like I said, for a long time, and I understand that a lot of the people play nice, nice because they want you to work for little of nothing, or they want you to work
Exactly.
for free. And
Hmm.
then, of course, they're going to always pull the race card out because that is just the easiest thing for them to do.
Yeah.
Now, as a black person within the community, what do you think is the real problem of is it that they're jealous because you look better than maybe the white performers or you perform better, or it's just the fact that they just want to use your talent because they don't feel like, well, we don't really know her. We're not going to really pay her. How do you feel about just the fact of them inviting you to the bar, but then treating you like you said, you're black over here and you're white over here?
Honestly, I can't read anyone's mind, so I can never put my finger on it. But once I can see the signs of like mistreatment and not like treating me equally, then I I take a look at the room. I look at what was around me. I see how they're being treated. If I see that there's a huge difference, then and especially when it's coming from a white man who has power in the village, it's just so inevitable. And while working for this man, you're hearing complaints about him being transphobic, not like wanting to hire like AFAB queens. Just so many things that once you have a known knowledge of what this man's capable of, you just can't see past it. It's just very glaring and it's right in your face, and you can't even put your call it out, and get shunned. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kept quiet, but yeah.
So you think the community is racist?
I don't think the community as a whole is racist. I feel like there definitely are some racists, like amongst our friends or people that are in the community. For the most part, I have been privileged to meet a lot of accepting people and people that are very like diverse and not racist, and but there are some people that could either it could be your next friend. You just never know. But racism is not always in your face. It's always hidden sometimes. But thankfully of the things going on right now, everything's starting to come out. People are being exposed, and you can see people's true colors, what they're posting and what they're saying online. I don't think the whole community is racist. I feel like I've been given opportunities, but I do feel like I do feel like people are even racist, but they don't even know they're being racist. So now that we're able to educate everyone and bring everything into light, I hope that people do change how they treat people of color, especially Black people in the community. Go on.
Now, why do you work for these places? I understand that sometimes you just have to prove yourself to sort of get your spot or, to make your way. I understand that. But you said that you've been doing this for 2 years now. Obviously, over the 2-year period, things have been building for you to see now that there is a real huge problem about you being a Black person in our community. Now, why do you go back and do the shows there if you feel, I understand supporting your friends, but if a place you're not welcome and they discriminate against you, why do you go there?
So for the drink and Arguedes, I actually don't work there anymore. I got banned there, so I don't go to these venues anymore. I only work at Woody's and Garage and sometimes Cruise, very rarely though. But I don't go to the Drink and Garage and not Garage and O'Grady's anymore. And Woody's and Garage are the places I work at, and I do other things that are not in the village sometimes. And I actually started my own show in the East End in February before the pandemic. So I have other opportunities. I do some influencer work online, and and sometimes I work as a makeup artist.
Oh, okay, wonderful. I mean, because your makeup is fantastic. Trust me, beautiful. Now, the only thing I would say for Luna Dubois, my advice to you, is looking the way you do, make that work for you. Don't make that work for them and make them rich, and Luna is just Luna. You make sure if they're getting paid, you're getting paid.
Absolutely.
Don't give away your talent for free. Never.
Yeah,
Now,
that's really good advice.
with that being said,
Yes.
I know you're young and you're eager and
Yeah.
you want to impress and you want to be a part of it all. We all do.
Yeah.
But don't let people use you. Don't do that. You don't need to do that. Look at you. You're beautiful. You're
Thank
black
you.
and beautiful. Be
Thank
proud
you.
of that.
I am so
A
proud
lot
of
of
it.
people in the world can't say that. Honey, I'm black and I'm beautiful.
I'm black and beautiful, girl.
There you go. So, I feel bad that the community has treated you that way. But trust me, being black in this community, we felt it for years. If you don't do something they don't want you, that they don't like, they don't book you, they chastise you, they talk about you. But sometimes you just have to step up and brush them off and say, I'm not going to take your bullshit anymore.
Yeah.
Because you know what, Luna? You don't have to. Because you have an education and you want to be a fashion designer. If you see that they're discriminating against you in the community and treating you the wrong way, you put all your energy into the fashion designer of Luna Dubois.
Yeah.
You don't need those little pitlins and them little stages in our gay community. Yes, it's okay because you need a place to feel like you belong and socialize with other young people like yourself. But you are at an age now and you have a degree, use it to make the best of Luna. Drag, at the end of the day, is just a mask. It's just a mask. Make Luna Dubois and the degree you have work for you. Don't be worried about those gays and those people in the bars and the way the people treat you. If they treat you wrong, stay away from that. It took me a long time to understand that. It took me a long time and a lot of hurt to not go to the bars, to not hang around the queens. But once I did, I realized I'm not missing nothing. You'll realize that when you step out and you
Yeah.
start doing things for yourself to make yourself a better person. Focus on Luna Dubois, the designer. Nobody's coming to Cruise and Tango and discover you. You have the internet now. Let me tell you something. I said this earlier in one of my conversations, and she was shocked when I said it. The
Yeah.
Kardashians have no talent, none, and they're multi-millionaires.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you think you did all that on your face. You thought about your costume, it's great. That is branding. That's your brand.
Yeah.
Working for you. Don't worry about those people in the community, but always stand up for yourself when it comes to racism. Be smart. Always speak, talk, have a voice for us because other people had a voice for us.
Yeah.
Same thing, I'm going to say this to you. RuPaul, an American drag queen, gave Canadians their opportunity, something other Canadians, meaning this community that has made millions of dollars from Pride and everything else, didn't give its own Canadian performers. So you think about that
Yeah.
when you go to bed at night. You think an American queen gave Canadians an opportunity, meaning she did not discriminate against any of you. She ain't seen you. She didn't see you. She just saw an opportunity to help you, us, get where we needed to go. Regardless of what her motivation was behind it, the opportunity came from an American who didn't discriminate against any of us. So you think about that.
Yeah.
She opened doors for you, you opened doors for others. So in in all fairness,
Yeah.
I'm I hope you're blessed and things will get better for you. And
Yes.
I hope that you can understand that sometimes not all people in the community are racist, but we understand that racism is alive and well in the LGBTQ pronoun two-spirited community in downtown Toronto. It's alive and well. And we as Black people, we have to confront this every day, all day. So make sure you're treated right, you get what you need, you're equal, and make sure you do not work for these people or any of them for free.
Yeah, absolutely. No free
So
shows.
with that of me preaching, with that of me preaching, you know, Luna, it was great talking to you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having
I
me.
hope, you know, I hope that being the young person that you are, that you will be happy. And one day we'll be buying your clothes, girl.
One
And,
day.
you know, I'm going to say this, you're beautiful. And you
Thank you
were
so
a
much.
fantastic um, guest today. And good luck. Keep the fight up. Make sure,
Absolutely.
you know, just do what you think is right. And you'll be all right. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on my show today, Luna.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, I had Luna Dubois on my show today. She is a George Brown graduate with a degree in fashion design, and she came on to talk about some things that concerned her about the LGBTQ pronoun community, concerning racism and just the way she was being treated. So hopefully we have enlightened you on her story, and hopefully with a little advice from me and her story and the way she feels, hopefully we can educate others to treat each other a little bit nicer and be more respectful and understanding that we are all the same. We might not look the same, but we're human beings and we are all the same. We have feelings, we want love, and we want to fit in. So I just say out there, everybody, be safe, be careful, and keep up the fight. Thank you, Luna.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.